A wise man once said, "You place MJ at the 1, Kobe at the 2, and then pick and choose who you put where." That man was Stephen Marbury, well said 3 weeks after the Paris 2024 Olympics. This story says it perfectly. A shocking news report came out yesterday that says LeBron James tried to completely erase Michael Jordan's legacy from NBA history. Before we get to the content, please do us all a favor, drop a like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below to help our channel grow. Now here comes the tip-off into the show. Welcome back everyone to the 6 Net Minders. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. Now we're coming out with a shocking bombshell news report from Rashaad McCant. Yeah, apparently when I was 3 years old, LeBron tried to erase the other number 23, meaning he wanted to try to erase Michael Jordan from NBA history. This was Rashaad McCant saying that LeBron said this back in 2005. I was 3 years old then. I saw this on the Dreamerspro and Uncommon Sense YouTube channel, and I was shocked and, what's the lack of a better word for it, semi-speechless. LeBron wanted to do this, says he was back in 03. Why he wore the number 23 initially, it was both the best and the worst decision to put that number 23 on it. The good, because he got all this praise and saying, oh, he's the next coming of MJ. The bad, he's getting all of this scrutiny now since he opened up a bunch of doors trying to leave from Cleveland into Miami back in 2010, and we all know what happened. The Big Three formed 2 or 4 championships when he initially said 8. Now, we knew the podcast with his new best friend and coach JJ Redick shows us that he loves to control around media narratives. But trying to erase the legacy of Michael Jeffrey Jordan is just taking it one step too far. Especially since you grew up idolizing the man. And don't fool us, because I watched Space Jam: The New Legacy. Yeah, good basketball movie. Would recommend watching it. It's out on Max right now. But here's my whole thing. If you want to erase someone's legacy, why? It makes no sense. Someone type in the comments and make it make sense. But anyways, he wore the number 23 because he wanted to be like Mike, hence the Nike slogan, "If I can be like Mike." When he went down to Miami, here's the shocker. The number 23 was retired in 1995 when MJ decided to make the switch to number 45. In 1995. No, I'm sorry, 94 it was retired. 1994. One thing that I don't get about NBA legends of the past is that the word disrespect holds a great majority on most of them. I place these legacy greats where they need to be put. What they did in the past, false or not. I will be happy to share with you my top 10 at the end of today's story. But in the meantime, let's go over LeBron's career accolades and achievements thus far in his career, shall we? He won the scoring title of the 2010, which led him to winning an MVP, and he also won 4-time NBA titles, 4-time NBA MVP, also won. There's 4 super teams that he's part of. Wait, scratch that. 3 super teams. He has a tattoo of Chosen on his back. On his back, just plastered. What was he chosen to do? The NBA was at an all-time high. It's at an all-time high. Let's see, on top of that, oh yeah, he also has the scoring title due to chosen one that you claim to be after back-to-back seasons of you quitting on your team. There are multiple allegations by former NBA players, such as Eddie House. He quit against the Boston Celtics when they lost in 7 to the LA Lakers back in 2010, and he quit against Dallas. He quit against Dallas. Like, I saw the game. He wasn't even the leading scorer. It was Wade, Dirk, I think it was either Chalmers or Terry, and LeBron. He was number 4 in scoring during the 2011 finals when he lost in 6. 2011-2012, he was dominant with the shortened season. I'll give him that. That was probably the best season that I've seen LeBron play in. But if you say that his defensive player of the year was robbed in 2013, you're wrong. He was 5th, 8th, 9th in defensive box plus minus and defensive plus minus ratings. If anyone you want to say is robbed of that, it's Tim Duncan of the San Antonio Spurs. And that final, speaking to Duncan, you actually recruited Ray Allen from the Boston Celtics, and he was the one who hit that game-winning three against the Spurs. It was not LeBron, it was Ray Allen. Game 7 was all LeBron and him. It was the game closer that he needed. Now, don't get me wrong. He's got a good resume, but then I see the 2016 finals. Steph gets hurt, Draymond vanishes, Clay vanishes, yada yada yada. That whole narrative, I'll give him that. But what baffles me is that none of his other teammates get the credit. Kyrie Irving went off for almost 32 points per game, including 41 in Game 5, the game where Draymond was suspended, and he was the one with the step back. LeBron did the block, yes, but the credit all went to him because of the publicity that he puts out. Great resume, but he's still 4 and 6 in the NBA Finals. He's not on the level of Michael Jordan. I've seen the Black Mamba play. I've seen these Yankees play. I've seen guys like Magic or Shaq play. I've seen them all have one thing in common: a killer instinct. LeBron doesn't play with this killer instinct. When I see him flopping, I see him bitching or refs, whatever you want to call it. Please excuse my language. I just feel like, why do he doesn't get his way? I do that too sometimes, but I don't do it at the level that he does when you're like a multi-millionaire. This man has had consistent blame deflecting. If you take a look at the narrative on Russ about how he was a bad teammate and how he has everything, he turned the media against Russ. And yeah, he's had the redundancy of trying to get coaches fired. Darvin Ham, has had scrutiny on so many levels. He even tried to go to Pat Riley to get Eric Spoelstra fired with his first year in Miami because he didn't like what he was doing despite being really hot to start. But why get the coaches fired? What are you trying to prove? That you can do it all on your own? MJ didn't try to get Phil Jackson fired. He left because Phil Jackson left. He didn't try to get the coach fired that he lost in all those early games, like before Pippen came into town and Phil came into town and Rodman. MJ stuck the bad times. Kobe even did the same thing those, in 05, 06, when he missed out on the championship runs. Even 2010 to 15, he stayed at LA Lakers. LeBron James has never, and I mean never, been on the level of MJ or Kobe. MJ will always be the GOAT, and Kobe will always be the gatekeeper. As people say, if you want to get to MJ, first you gotta get past Kobe. Maybe if LeBron wins his 5th ring, he'll get past Kobe and then be close to MJ, then we can talk about this GOAT debate. Maybe, but the GOAT debate has been over for several years now. LeBron James dominated a conference when it was at its weakest. Michael Jordan dominated the 90s East. Kobe, the 2000s West, was at its strongest. Those conferences were at their strongest, let me say it again. When LeBron carried that team to the Cavs finals in 07, the Eastern Conference was known as the Eastern Conference because of how weak it was. have 2 of those rings. My point is, Klutch Sports Media has been a plague in the sports media world, and this effort to try and erase Michael Jordan is an abominable tactic. This effort to erase him is abominable. I'm going to repeat that again, especially to a man you grew up idolizing. LeBron, you should have stayed in South Beach like you said you would and brought back the 8 titles that you promised us you would. When you came crawling back to Cleveland, you opened up so many doors with people trying to jump ship, form super teams and big threes and even big fours. Some teams were more successful than others were less successful. Like, take a look at the Phoenix Suns of this year. Take a look at the Brooklyn Nets, the 2012-13 Lakers. All those teams failed because they tried to mimic your thing. Why did this all start? Because you wanted to catch up with Kobe and win yourself that title because you feared and revered the Black Mamba and Kung Pao Soul. You can't erase greatness, and history cannot be changed. When you try to control the narrative, you ain't gonna be considered the greatest of all time. And that's what's most unforgivable. Well, hope you liked this video. If you did, feel free to leave a comment, like, and subscribe to the 6net Minders. Until next time, have a nice day, everyone.